I'm theciaellis, and welcome to Grandma's Homestead. And yes, I've got background noise again. Sorry about that. Alright, today I'm doing the next in the Are You Ready for the Next Great Depression series. And I'm doing a recipe called pasta piselli. This is actually a pretty good recipe that I've had in the past that I did not realize was something that came from the Depression era, which I should have known because it was my ex-husband's Nana, her mother, his mother, and we called her Nana, that made this. And it's it's just pasta and peas, and we got some potatoes in it too. I also looked it up in another YouTube channel. There's Clara, C-L-A-R-A. She's a very old woman, and she was doing Depression era food, and so she has fried her potatoes and onions, and I think I'll do that today too. I've got water going for the macaroni, and then we've got the peas and stuff too. So let's get started and see what we can do about another Depression era meal. So I've got some chicken stock and garlic powder and sweet peas, a can of sweet peas, and I'll tell you why. We'll do that here in a few minutes too. And then I've got some little shells here. Now, whenever Nana made them, she had little things that she called pastina, and they were little bitty things. But we're going to do small shells, and it's going to be beautiful. I've got my potatoes and onions in here frying. The best thing, now if you're Italian, you use olive oil. If you're Homestead, you probably use lard or beef tallow. But we've got cooking oil here at the church, and this is what I'm going to use. My water's coming to a boil, so I can start boiling up my pasta. Alright, my potatoes are looking pretty good. This is the potatoes and onions together. I've been salting them a little bit as I go. I boil my pasta in salted water. I just drained it a moment ago. I've got my peas. Now, I drained my peas. I noticed that Claire, when she did it, and she was a true Depression era person, and they used the juice in the peas. They didn't waste anything. And then I've got, I want garlic powder instead of onion powder. No, we'll figure it out. One way or another, I'll see if I can find some garlic powder, because I've already got onions in here. I don't need onion powder. I just grabbed the wrong thing. I turned my heat down on these a little bit more because I did not need them to brown so much as I needed to get softened, but I think they're getting there together. I found my garlic powder, and we're going to, well, that's not coming out the way I want it. There we go. That was probably a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. We got half of a relatively small onion in here and one large potato. You can do however many potatoes you think that you want. And we've got the salt. Now let's add the pasta. Stir that all together. Now let's add our peas. Now, I was going to explain to you, a lot of the recipes, if you look them up, tell you to use frozen peas. We are talking Depression era cooking here. They use potatoes a lot in the Depression. They use onions in the Depression. They use pasta in the Depression, and they use canned vegetables in the Depression era. So that's why we're using this, and so that we can more duplicate what they did back in that time. Now, we've got chicken stock here. I used to can my own chicken stock. I plan on that again in the future, but we're going to add this in. Now, this is up to you. When I make pasta piselli, I just do it where it's just kind of nicely. You don't have to eat it in a bowl. If you want to eat it in a bowl, you can. Some of the recipes say that you can make it into a soup, which, if you think about it, if you need your Depression era meal to go farther, you add more broth, water, whatever you need to add to it. And there we go. We've got a beautiful dish of pasta piselli. Now we'll just dish this up in our trusty church bowl. I think I do have access to real flatware. So now you know one of my favorite meals that my Nana, not my mama, but my ex-husband's Nana used to make. And like I said, you can check out Clara's YouTube channel. She was a true Depression era woman, and it was kind of cool to watch this really, really old woman do all these different dishes. So I've got a lot of notes from her, and I'll be doing some more of her stuff down the road, but I'm also doing some of my own research to bring things to you that you can cook out of the pantry, anything depression era, all the other stuff. I would appreciate if you would like and subscribe and help me get over 1,000 subscribers and some more views, obviously, too. And I also want to remind you that I have a website. It's called grandmashomestead.farm, and what's kind of cool, and it's on Facebook. No, that's not the Facebook one. grandmashomestead.farm is where I put a blog. And I write a blog once every week or so where it shows you all the stuff that I have posted in videos. It also shows you things that other things I've done, and I also post recipes on there. And now that I think about it, I probably better get this one on there also. And I have it set where you can print it. And you don't have to read a whole bunch of crap to get to the recipe, and you don't have to read a whole bunch more crap to figure out how to get to it. It's a recipe and a print button. All right? God bless, guys. See you next time. And there we go. We've got a beautiful dish of pasta Piselli. Ooh, grace in motion.